Would you rather never drink tequila again or never wear cowboy boots again?
I can give up tequila.
For the cowboy boots,
Can't
still
give up
say.
my boots.
What's up, guys? It's Emily Curl with Refinery29, and right now I am joined by a country music legend. From the stages to the charts, she's a real badass and about as real as it gets. Miranda Lambert, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
So I thought to kick off this interview, we could play a fun game. Are you down
Okay,
for it?
sure.
Okay, so the game is called This or That, and essentially it's like a glorified Would You Rather. Are you ready?
I think so.
It's gonna
I'm
be fun.
nervous.
A cabin in the mountains or a bungalow on the beach?
Cabin in the mountains.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee. I like the buzz.
Text or call?
Text, calling's terrifying.
Save or spend?
Spend.
Tattoos or piercings?
Tattoos.
A little too much tongue or never enough?
Depends on the tongue, I think.
Fair. Go back in time or go into the future?
Into the future.
Patron or Jose Cuervo?
Casamigos.
Ah! NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
And sync all the way.
New York or LA?
New York.
New York or Nashville?
Nashville.
Oh, okay. Now that we got that out of the way, I feel pretty good about that. I feel like I got to
Now
know
you
you
got
a
to
little
know me
better.
a little bit, yeah.
So you're getting ready to drop your new album, Wildcard, in November. What can we expect on this new music?
I feel like Wildcard is fun and spicy, and it kind of brings me back to where I started. So it's a little bit full circle.
And so you also just announced your 2020 Wildcard tour. What would you say is a lesson that you've learned on tour and on the road that translates into your daily life?
Everything I do sort of revolves around friendships and good people in my life. And so whether that's on the road when they become, we call it road family for a reason, or just in my daily life, I think I kind of make sure to surround myself with people that are level-headed and not yes people. You know, the people that love you but kind of tell you when you need to change something.
Do you have any pre-show rituals that you swear by or that you do?
We have an Airstream out on the road called Wanda, the Wanderer, and she is kind of our hub. I really try to see my band 30 minutes before we go on stage and just hang out with us, because it sort of creates this energy. We know we're about to go do something we love together, so we want to be a unit.
Yeah.
So really that's it, and we do these tiny little shots. They're like this big because we're old. We can't do real size shots.
It's funny, the older I get now, the longer my hangovers last.
Oh, it's the worst. They don't even start till 2 p.m. after you're 30.
Oh my,
It's
I'm not ready
horrible.
for that. When you look at the creation of Wildcard, what process do you think you enjoy the most?
I love writing. I love the writing. I guess that's my favorite part. But I also enjoy the studio because it's neat to take it and work with a bunch of other artists in the room, and it becomes this beautiful painting, you know?
Given the demanding pace of your life and your career, how do you stay mentally and physically healthy?
I try to stay really physical. I ride horses. My horses really sort of center me in both ways. It keeps me physically fit and sane, because when I'm off the road or not working, I'm at my farm, like riding my ponies, playing with my dogs, probably canning something. Like, it just puts my feet back on the ground.
On days when you just don't feel like it, maybe on a hard day, how do you push through?
I always say it's like hosting a wedding, being on tour.
Oh, Lord.
Because people are coming there for this big event, and there's always guests, and it's like, it's stressful, but it's amazing. And I just think about what I get to do and like how rewarding it is. I just like push through knowing that. And usually I've had some times where I've walked on stage just really like at a hard time in my life or sick, and the crowd totally turns me around. It kind of saved my life on those nights. So,
Wow.
you know, I'm appreciative of that.
One thing that I've always admired about you too is that I feel like through life's up and downs, you've stayed true to yourself. Have you always sort of been that way, felt like really grounded in yourself, or is that something that sort of developed throughout your career and throughout your life?
My mom taught me real early, know who you are and stick with it. And I feel like growing up in a really good home, in a really small town, I had a good foundation. I grew up in church, and I feel like that foundation from that life has carried me through to now. And so no matter what goes on, what changes in my life, whether personal or professional, I never have really strayed from my actual who Miranda is, not Miranda Lambert, the singer. You know what I mean? I sort of go internal and keep my feet on the ground in that way.
When you think about your career, is there something that strikes you as something you're most proud of?
Being able to do the music that I love and that I believe in, and I've been able to do it my way, you know? I've not had to change my look or change my lyrics or my sound, and I'm very thankful for that, because a lot of artists, especially female artists, at the beginning can get pushed into maybe an image that they didn't ask for or really believe in, but they wanted it so bad they did it. It's important to me to be real. I mean, I've made a career based on being brutally honest in my songs, you know what I mean? So I might as well be honest in my life.
Sure. So on the contrary to that question, is there anything you look back on that you wish you would have done differently?
I wish I would have taken it in a little more instead of like next. But in this career, kind of trained to be worried about what's tomorrow. I mean, I get on a bus and wake up in a different city every night, you know, so you're just trained to be like, what's next, what's happening next, instead of sitting in what's happening now. So I've gotten a lot better at that now, but I'd say I would have changed like my pace a little bit.
Because I could imagine it would be a snowball effect of just like bigger and more.
But you're glad at the
Of course.
time, but now I'm
Yeah.
like, I should have written it all down or something, you know. But I got a lot locked away in there. The tequila and Tito's hasn't got it all yet.
But Miranda, thank you so much for being here.
Thank
So
you for
great.
being a longtime fan.
Congrats on Wildcard. Enjoy the tour. And thank you so much again. And thank you guys. We'll see you next time.